A forest is shown at the start of the film, where a younger girl shown there. Her name was Ainbo. She wants to be a good hunter but does not know the things. Due to it, she used to get stuck in her traps. The chief of the tribes is shown and his daughter was named Zumi. She was the best friend of Zumi and her father tells her, "You have to be the chief of tribes soon. Now you have to control the wrong things happening in the forest." It means she has to make everything fine. Ainbo is shown on other side. She was stuck in her trap and then a man comes to her. His name was Ato and he was the security guard of this tribe. Ainbo asked him to release her. Ato could not free her and said, "Today is the crown ceremony of Zumi and you will not reach there." Zumi was waiting for her best friend but she could not come as she was stuck in the forest. Ainbo was trying to escape and sees two spirits of animal. These spirits of animals can talk. The spirits tell her they are guardian spirits but she does not believe them. When they help her, she believes. She asks them to come with her into her forest. "So I will make you meet with everyone." Zumi's crown ceremony was going on at the forest. Ainbo could not come here and Zumi was worried about it. She was angry with Ainbo as her best friend did not come to her crown ceremony. Ainbo reaches the crown ceremony and Atuk thinks how she has reached here. She says while reaching there, "I have brought a pretty gift for you." She tells, "I have brought guardian spirits of them." None believes her and they did not come with Ainbo because something happens to them in the forest. That's why they laugh at Ainbo and make fun of her. Ainbo feels bad and none is believing her. She again goes back to the forest while weeping and like to sit under a tree. Meanwhile, the animals also reach there. The animals who have helped Ainbo apologize to her and then conversate. They tell her the forest is cursed and it is Yakoruna and the people are dying gradually due to it. Ainbo says she will break this curse and reach her friend Zumi. She tells her everything but she does not believe her. We discover Ainbo was an orphan and lady named Chuni brought her up. She says, "You are like your mother." She says, "I believe in guardian spirits and there are many things about your mother I have to tell you. I will tell you this tomorrow morning." Ainbo sleeps after hearing her but a snake in black smoke was listening to them. Ainbo awakes and reaches Zumi and tells her friend, "Today I will discover everything about of my mother. How was my mother? And the curse of this forest will be ended with it." Zumi follows Ainbo unwillingly. They reach the lady who has to tell them about her mother but find her dead. Atuk was also there and tells Ainbo is behind this. "Our forest is cursed because of Ainbo. The curse will be ended if Ainbo will leave the forest." Ainbo feels bad hearing this and leaves while weeping. Zumi calls Atok and says, "You should not do this." Atok says to Zumi, "I will go to the forest and will end Ainbo while capturing her." Zumi says, "I am the leader here and ordering you that you will not do this." Atok does not listen to Zumi and moves to the forest to tease. The lady has told Ainbo she has to meet Motel Mama for breaking this forest curse. She will tell her father things. Ainbo meets a turtle when she reaches a tree. Ainbo thinks these are the signs of reach Motel's mama and she moves along to meet her. While walking, she feels hungry in the forest and was about to pluck a fruit. There was many bats and take her with them while flying. The animals reach there and saves Ainbo and she gets ready to go with them. Ainbo weeping while meeting them and tells them about Chuni's lady. She tells she died and is no more with us. The animal says you have to say goodbye to her. On other side, Zumi has said goodbye to Chuni. She was sitting with the chief and tells him Atuk does not listen to me. Even I was forbidding him to move into the forest. He ignored me and the chief says now you are a new leader and take two warriors with you to bring Atuk back. Zumi moves into the forest to find Ainbo and bring back Atuk and the animals were teaching archery to Ainbo. As she does not know archery properly, she does not have arrow but an animal gives her an arrow. It says it will help you further. They reach a waterfall and they were forbidden to go to the other side of the waterfall because Yakoruna lives there. Yakoruna was an evil spirit. Ainbo reaches to the other side of the stream and finds few humans there. They have many machines used for mining in the forest. A scientist while working sees Ainbo and he has hypnotized her but the animal saves her. They run from there while escaping from the scientist. There was Yakoruna's spirits inside the scientist. They jump into the water as they have two other options. Atuk captures Ainbo and takes her far while trying the blindfold on her eyes. Atuk has met the scientist before. Ainbo escapes somehow from Atuk and runs from there. There was a hustle and bustle as she runs from there. There was a huge crack in the earth starts and Ainbo falls into the deep water in that crack. The small turtles pick her and take her upside the water. This was a unique and lovely place. Ainbo did not see this place before in her life. Inu meets Mortal Mama and she tells her that Chuni has died. She has to tell me about my mother. Mortal Mama says you are like your mother. Ainbo says everyone knows about my mother except for me. You should help us. Everything is dying in the forest gradually. There is a curse, but she says I can't do this. You are chosen for this. She tells her you have to go far. There is a volcano and you will meet huge creature there. There you will find a moonstone and Ainbo tells her I used to talk to a tree. I feel like there is my mother's soul in the tree. Hearing her, Mortal's mama says you have to cut tree after taking the moonstone. Now Ainbo moves alone to lift on the huge volcano. Ainbo gets tried and falls down on the way. She meets the animal on the way and they help her. They say you have to bring a lovely gift for the giant creature if you want to meet it. Otherwise, it will never give you the moonstone. And they advise her to take this tree with her. They tied the tree with a cart and Ainbo reaches the volcano while pushing it. The cart falls down and they again have to lift the cart up. On the other side, Zumi has arrived at the forest with the warriors to find Atug and Ainbo. She meets the scientist with Atug and he tells Zumi there is not any curse in your forest. The people are just sick and I have medicine with which they will be fine. The scientist responds, just tell me where I can find gold like the jewelry you have worn. Zumi asks him to make her father fine. First, then she will tell him about the gold. Ainbo and the animals are shown to reach the giant creature and says, we have brought a lovely gift for you. This huge tree is for you. The giant creature becomes happy and gives them the moonstone. But Ainbo thinks this will not work like this. The creature changes the moonstone into a knife and gives it to Ainbo. They were thinking it was easy to get the moonstone, but it was not an easy task. A huge volcano erupts there and they ape and runs from there. They also take the van of the giant creature. Ainbo and the younger animal sit on it, but when the older animal sits, it says, I am overweight, so you two go on this van and I will meet you downside. They go downside and meet a place. Ainbo reaches the tree with the moonstone and Zumi meets her. They become happy. Zumi says, I did not believe we will meet and says, my father is recovered now. The scientist has given us good medicine and you should seize them while going with me. Ainbo also moves behind Zumi towards her house and reaching there. She finds Atug and the scientist. She says the scientist is an evil human and he will ruin our forest. He is Yakoruna who wants to end our forest, but Zumi scolds her. She says you are lying and I do not believe you. She says he is good scientist and he has helped her. Ainbo was not ready to hear her and runs toward her house. The scientist also reaches her house while chasing her. Ainbo somehow caves and Atug sees this, so the scientist lifts him up while holding his neck. Atug has understood here that Ainbo was right, that he is not scientist but Yakuruna and evil spirits. Now he has to help Ainbo. Atug runs to Ainbo and says, I am ready to help you. It was too late because the evil spirits has cast his spells on Zumi and her father. Ainbo has the moonstone and placed it inside the tree, but nothing happens to the tree. As Ainbo's trees fall on the tree, the magic starts. The soul of Ainbo's mother appears from it. They meet each other and she tells her mother how an evil spirit is running their village. Ainbo's mother stops them who were coming into the forest with huge machines. Others reach Zumi and her father. They discover the evil soul has done magic on all of them. Ainbo's mother also reaches there and calls the scientist with the name Will. They discover a few years ago her mother brought a citizen with her. His name was Will and Atug does not like this. Due to it, he told everyone there is magic on Ainbo's mother done by a human named Will and they died because of it. Atug does not like Ainbo because of it. Ainbo's mother was saved by an animal spirits and Will was controlled by the evil spirits Yokoruna. That's why Will was totally changed into an evil human. Now Ainbo has to do something here. The evil spirit takes Zumi with him. Ainbo's mother encourages her daughter while saying that only she can defeat Yokoruna. Now Ainbo points with an arrow at Yokoruna and throw her arrow at him. Due to it, Yakoruna was ended. The scientist and Will leave him. Zumi was still hanging on the crane machines and Ainbo asks her to jump and we will save you. Zumi was also saved and now it was the time for Ainbo's parents to leave. Ainbo meets them and says goodbye to them. Later, the souls of her parents moves to their tree. Zumi and Ainbo were together now. The animal who helped Ainbo also live with them. Atug asks Ainbo's parents that he will take care of Ainbo. And this movie ends here. Stay with us, stay connected and thanks for watching.